Bloomfield Hills has a new superintendent, and as he is actually opening up into his role, or transitioning, I should say, there's a few things that he's actually trying to make sure he kind of gets acclimated to and adjust. So, with us right here live on the Splash, as we try to get him on to talk a little bit more about his plan and insight into the school year, Bloomfield Hills Superintendent, Mr. Rick West. Thank you for being here, Mr. West.
Thank you, Kevin. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Great to
All
have you
right.
here, sir, first and foremost. So, yes, we want to get straight into it. As we talked about before, since you're transitioning into this new role as superintendent for Bloomfield Hills Schools, how do you plan to address the unique needs of the students and the families in the Bloomfield Hills area?
Yeah, so you cut out a little bit there, but talking about the unique needs. So I'm excited to be here. We're on day 60 or so, and it's been a whirlwind. We finally brought the kids back. But to address the unique needs, you've been at it long enough, or I've been at it long enough to realize that there's really very little that's unique. But working and being
Mm.
visible, being accessible to our families, understanding their needs. I've been on a listening tour for the first several weeks here and just learned a great deal. So looking forward to working with my team, working with our staff, and learning more from our community to understand at a deeper level what those needs are and how we may go about addressing them.
I love the approach, the fact that you're saying based on your experience, you pretty much seen a lot that has been, that can be thrown out there. So as far as unique, that's kind of subjective. But other than that, yes, kind of just having a listening ear to kind of listen and hear what are people's needs, wants, and what can we do and what's necessary, things of that nature. I love that approach first and foremost. Kind of getting into parents and students and their engagement with the schools overall, like are there any specific initiatives that you have in mind to enhance community engagement and maybe even better the relationship between the schools and the local residents?
Sure. Yeah. I welcomed the staff back last week, and we gave a message on care, using an acronym as superintendents do. We challenged the staff to really authentically connect, acknowledge, respect, and engage with one another. So that's the organizational challenge right now. And how that plays out is yet to be seen, but we're going to be looking to connect at every level, connect with each other, connect with our stakeholders, acknowledge the good work we're doing, tell our stories, respect one another, respect the divergent thought that exists within our community, and then engage authentically with one another. We do have I'll have monthly events where I'll be out and
Okay.
about. I'll be out and about, daily, but connecting with people. But I look forward to having cookies with the superintendent, soup with the superintendent. Those events are all on our
Yeah.
website, and I'll be engaging with stakeholders that way.
Ah, yeah, I like that. There you go, soup with the superintendent. Just little
Yeah.
different clever events and things like that. But overall, just to get the community out. And I like that you're saying, hey, we'll have these events. It'll give you an opportunity to speak with me directly, voice your opinion, anything that you have going on. So you're at least presenting it out there. And like again, I like that you're doing that. With us right here live on the Splash, Superintendent for Bloomfield Hills Schools, Mr. Rick West, talking about his plans, his initiatives as we continuously or go into the 2024-2025 school year. With your background in business administration, how do you plan to leverage that while ensuring Bloomfield Hills schools remain financially stable and also continuing that high quality education that they're used to?
Yeah, financial stewardship is a main job of the superintendent and the board of education, and I'm happy to say we have probably the best assistant superintendent of business services in the state. I was able to work with Candace Moynihan at Troy, and she beat me over here actually. So leveraging her skill set, leveraging our business services team, working. We have a very dutiful, very intelligent board of education, so I'll be working with them on setting priorities. We're going to engage in a strategic planning process where we tie our resource allocation to the strategic plan and what we want to accomplish in the district. So, certainly that's my skill set. I bring years of experience in managing and being a fiscal steward. of financial
Mm-hmm.
resources that the community trusts us with, but to doing it collaboratively, working with our team, working with, our union groups, making sure that we are addressing the needs. Again, listening to the community and what is the strategic planning process going to yield, and how are we going to allocate resources accordingly, is all part of the plan. And I look forward to engaging in that process. When you talk about community engagement, there will be opportunities for
Right.
everybody to be involved, if they want to, and lend their opinions. So I look forward to that, and making sure that we have great financials, to really drive the process.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely about balance. And like we said, we know with your background, you're experienced in that already. So, well, I would only imagine that you would just take the strategic leap forward to make sure everything is perfectly balanced. Make sure, like we said, high quality education along with financial stability, definitely key in maintaining a great education for our youth. Now, outside of just education, support for our children, mainly mental health, has been a very, very big topic recently. Are there any new or existing programs that you plan to prioritize that supports mental health for our children in the Bloomfield Hills School District?
Well, I haven't been able to delve into that extremely deep yet, but I do know we have a very robust social work program, counseling program. We have a therapy dog in every building,
Mm-hmm.
which has provided supports, and I've seen that in action even on the first day. So it is something that we have to prioritize, and we will. I would imagine any strategic plan process within schools really focuses on the entire child, and their well-being, their mental well-being, social emotional well-being is going to be at the forefront of what we do and how we allocate resources. I'll tell you, the state cut 31AA funding. It's a specific funding mechanism. I think to the tune of 300 and some $1 million. We're going to be working with our
Oh,
state legislatures and advocating for a restoration of those funds. It clearly was identified for school safety and mental health, and I think it's the restoration of those funds is going to be a priority as we work to advocate for public education. But it is, as part of my administration and part of the strategic planning, it is going to be a focus. And I said, as part of my outline or challenge to the district, is connection. I believe connection is at the forefront of being socially and emotionally well balanced. So how do we connect our staff together? How
mm.
do we connect our students to meaningful experiences? That's all part of the plan, and all part of the conversations in the fall and throughout this school year. So I look forward to getting to be part of that work and leading that work, but it is going to be at the forefront of our conversations.
100%. Very reassuring. I'm glad you went into depth to talk about that, because any of the students, parents, or members of the community that are watching that may have that as a concern, now they have the answers for that. So thank you for providing that insight. And with us right here live on the Splash, new superintendent for Bloomfield Hill Schools, Mr. Rick West, just talking about his plan, initiatives, and how he's kind of getting settled into transition being the new superintendent. How do you envision working with the school board as well as other local leaders in school districts to kind of foster a collaborative environment focused on continuous improvement?
Yeah, so I've been blessed. Obviously, the board hired me in July. We had an opportunity in August to engage, and I look forward to developing that relationship. This team of eight, our governance team, has to be solid. We have to be on the same page. And I just have enjoyed getting to know each one of them individually, and then collectively developing norms with them and how we're going to operate and work together. And I believe we're on solid ground, um, as a governance team, and able to really position ourselves to lead the work that's moving forward and developing that strategic plan. So I look forward to really honing in on that relationship and making sure that I prioritize that as well. And what's the second part of that question?
Essentially, how do you incorporate, or how will you incorporate that into your strategy? Or I'm sorry, just essentially collaborating with school board members and other local district leaders. How do you kind of plan on collaborating to make that a great environment? But it seems like you answered the question well already, Mr. West.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just to add to that, the community leaders as well. I've been able to meet with Danny Walsh on a number of occasions, and strong communities equal strong schools, and vice versa. And I look forward to
Right.
really developing those relationships throughout.
Absolutely. Mr. West, we appreciate your time. Lastly, very quickly before we go, any last messages, key information that you want to get out to the community before we let you go?
Just continue to look for opportunities to engage, connect with us, acknowledge the work that we're doing, respect one another as we move along. I look forward to getting out there and getting to know people. And if you see me, say hi, and I look forward to connecting with our community.
Absolutely. And we appreciate your time, your information, your perspective, and more importantly, good luck throughout the school year. Joining us once again for his time, Superintendent for Bloomfield Hills Schools, Mr. Rick West. Thank you again, sir.
Appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you.